Hey, it's Michelle coming to you with some kitchen inspiration. I am making pizza and I wanted to share with you. The first thing I'm going to do is turn on my new Deluxe air fryer and oven. I put the stoneware that you can get to go with this with a little ridge in the back in the top oven because I'm going to use stone bake on that. And then I put one of the air fryer racks here because I'm going to use a different bake there. I'm going to do sink finish. For the bottom, I'm going to put it on convection bake. We want it to be a higher temperature than that. At least probably 450 for pizza. That's how I do my oven. Okay, and then my timer is probably going to be about, I don't know, I'm playing with this, so I'm going to say about 10 minutes. I could always take it out early. Then up here, I'm going to do stone bake. And I'm going to do temperature 450 also. And, whoops. And the time, I'm going to do 10 minutes also. Okay, so I'm going to hit preheat. And I love the sink finish because it's going to allow, you could do, you saw, I'm doing the same temperature, but I'm doing two different settings. I'm doing convection bake on the bottom and stone bake on the top. You can actually do two different temperatures and two different times all at once. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, so I'm going to start by making the pizza dough, and I forgot to hang this up, hanging on my arm, and I got distracted by it. So we're gonna, first thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna use my mixer to make the pizza dough. So this is the whipper for whipped cream and frosting. This is your standard mixer piece with the built-in spatula. And I'm actually going to use the dough hook. And what I love about this is I can set the timer. Okay, so let's do this first. I'm actually using the Pampered Chef pizza crust. See that? Comes in a package. It's very easy to use, and what's nice about it is it doesn't take very long. That's why even though it's 5:10, I can make pizza for dinner. I didn't have to make the dough. Like sometimes I do the dough the day before. All right, so I have 1 1/4 cups of water, warm water. I'm gonna put in my pizza crust. Oh, what am I doing? Why am I putting it in this bowl? I've lost my mind. I've literally lost my mind. I pulled out a bowl forgetting that I'm going to put it in the mixer. All right, sorry, that's not working. I'll do that in a second. I'm gonna put all of this in the mixer. Yeah, I've definitely lost my mind. I'm not sure what happened. Let's go over here for a second. None of this is working. Sorry, the camera is just being difficult. It's not just the camera, it's me. All right. People always think, oh, Michelle really knows how to cook. Now, Michelle can generally follow directions, but not today for whatever reason. Probably because I had the baby all day and I just sent him home and now I'm tired. Okay, so what does this say? This says 1/3 cup of olive oil or vegetable oil. So I'm going to put that in. And can you guys see? I don't think you can see what I'm doing here. Take this down for a second. All right, so I'm going to close this. Yes, Karen, I've lost it today. I don't know why. All right, I'm going to put, this has all these different settings, but I'm put it on knead, and it says to knead it for 5 minutes. It actually says to knead it by hand for 5 minutes. I am so not doing that. So I'm putting it in here, setting my timer for 5 minutes. There we go. All right, so it's gonna just do its thing, and it says preheat the oven to 425, but I did 450 because I always like my pizza to cook fast. All right, now we're gonna make the sauce. Let me get rid of this bowl. That does not make any sense. All right. So I'm gonna make my sauce next. I've got my smooth edge can opener. You know, it's gonna work if it grabs the can. I'm making 2 pizzas, 2 like small to medium sized pizzas. Listen to my mixer because you notice it's on low right now. And it's got preset timing in it so that when in a minute or so, it's going to switch itself to medium, and then it'll eventually switch itself to high. I'm using about half of this can. Okay, so I'm gonna put some crushed red pepper in. When I use crushed red pepper, I always squeeze it like this, pinch it, it releases the flavor. Okay, and some basil and some oregano. If you got fresh, great. I don't have fresh this time of year, so I'm putting in dried. Actually, this dried might have come from my garden, because did you hear it? All of a sudden it sped up. Okay, and then the last ingredient that goes in here is garlic. Can't have pizza without garlic, right? I'll put in I got a couple little ones, 3 cloves of garlic, and just give them a quick cut, half, and then I'm gonna put them in my garlic press. Punch them in here and use the little tool to scrape it off. Open them up, grab out the paper, you know, the what is it called? The peel, I guess would be the word, not the paper. Feels like paper though. I love how it just squeezes right out like that. All right. So that's my sauce. It's relatively simple. I don't add any sugar. Tomatoes have a lot of sugar in them naturally. All right, so just gonna give that a mix, let it sit for a few minutes and let the flavors melt. Sorry, my nose is running. Good thing you guys aren't here. Oops, missed a piece. Okay. Next job is, we're gonna just use this for garbage. Next job is cheese, right? So what do I use on my pizza? I use a combination of cheeses. That's what really makes it taste good. Pecorino Romano, mozzarella. Always use whole milk mozzarella. The other stuff, I don't know what, it tastes like plastic. It doesn't taste like food, okay? So make sure your mozzarella says whole milk. This is a really good brand. If you live somewhere where they have Palio, use Palio because that's the best one. All right, grab my grater. Now my Romano, I already bought grated because we use so much of it and we use it on everything in the house practically. Because you know, if you're Italian, you learned when you were growing up to put some grated cheese on everything. So we put it on everything, so I buy it already pre-grated. I do usually have some in my house, usually some Locatelli brand, in a block to grate on things if I need to do that. All right. I'm not sure how much cheese I'm going to use because these are not big pizzas. Actually, I should have done this on a plate. Let me get a plate. I'm going to use this cutting board. I'm going to use this cutting board to roll out my pizza dough. And then I'm going to show you what I'm going to do my pizza dough. I'm just going to move this cheese over for a minute. So I'm doing 2 different pizzas. I mean, you know, 2 pizzas. One in the, you saw it, in one in the top oven and one in the bottom oven, which also is an air fryer. Okay. So we got all these different pans to go with the new air fryer. This one is a pizza pan. I love this because the holes, it makes the bottom nice and crisp. So this is going to go in the bottom oven where I put the air fryer rack. It's going to sit on top of it, and that's the convection oven. Air is going to be, you know, moving around in there. This is our new pizza peel. Since my stone is already in the top oven, I'm going to make my pizza on here and then slide it into the oven. Which reminds me, I need to get out my flour and my corn meal. I don't know. I'll get to the cornmeal, and I forgot my rolling pin. Okay, so I'm like half organized here today. Only half organized. All right. Let's start by flouring the bottom of the board. Let me get my rolling pin out. Thought I had everything together, but obviously not. You guys are gonna laugh when you see this. This is the super old rolling pin from back when I first started Pampered Chef. The one that they make now, which I also have, but it's in my car, is our baker's roller, which is white plastic white and gray plastic, but it's exactly the same shape as this. So I still have that in my house 26 years later. All right, let's get this pizza dough out. I'm gonna flour my hands and then pull it out with my hands because that's the easiest way to do it. So I'm gonna pull half the pizza dough out here and leave half in the bowl. It's a little stickier than I thought it would be. Probably needed a little bit more flour, but what's gonna happen is as I roll it, it's gonna get floury because we're gonna add flour to it when we roll. Wash these hands, get all the dough off of them. Don't have to, but it makes cooking much easier. All right, so I'm gonna flour this a little bit more because I think it needs some flour. Now I'm gonna roll my pizza dough out. I wish I had worked in a pizza place when I was a kid. I never worked in a pizza place, but it would have been nice to learn how to, you know, toss the dough in the air like they do in the New York pizza places. But I didn't work there. I worked at the IHOP. And I learned how to make pancakes and omelets, but I did not learn how to make pizza. So, okay, so we're just gonna roll this out. It's never a perfect circle, and that's okay. It doesn't matter. And that was my air fryer preheating. It's all preheated. All right, so my first pizza, I think we're just gonna go like this. And I'm gonna flip it upside down over here so I don't get flour everywhere in the kitchen. Okay. I did it kind of over the sink. Oh, that didn't work as well as I thought it was going to. Thought that was going to work better than it did. I'm like a hot mess today. Okay. It's going to taste good, even if it doesn't look good. Man, I'm a hot mess today. This is what I get for cooking on a day when I had the 18-month-old all day. Okay. Can't have holes in this pizza crust because there's holes in the pan. And then the sauce and the cheese are gonna flow right through the middle. So I gotta make sure I don't have holes there, right? It'll bake out to the sides a little. Okay, anyway. Not an exact science. You guys probably have made pizza before. You know how to do it. Gonna put about half of the sauce on here. What did I learn about pizza? I kind of like it with less sauce rather than more sauce. So I'm not going to load it up with sauce. For a while there, I was using tomato paste to make my sauce, but then I discovered that I really just like tomato sauce. Spread some mozzarella cheese on here. Don't be afraid to use a lot of cheese. That's what makes it taste good, okay? Oh, why my cheese is sticking together. It's just like, I don't know why my pizza crust didn't work. Nothing wants to work for me today. It's Friday night, who cares? What are you guys doing tonight? I'm tired, so we're having game night at home. Of course, we were out a lot this week. Okay. There. Now we're gonna take this Romano cheese, which is brand new, so it's not even open. Cut the corner off. And anywhere there's an empty spot, make sure you fill it with some Romano cheese, okay? That's what makes it taste good. So you really shouldn't be able to see your sauce very much, except for maybe on the very edges. All right, now we're gonna take whatever your favorite pizza topping is and throw it on top. My favorite pizza topping is pepperoni, so that's what's going on here, okay? So, and what I learned about pepperoni is put it close together, okay? Because it shrinks. And everybody wants a lot. Everyone's gonna go pick the piece of pizza that has the most pepperoni on it, right? Because we all want the piece with the most pepperoni. So put a lot of pepperoni on. It's gonna shrink away from each other. Let it be nice and close. All right, so that's it. Then I'm gonna make the other one, and then I'm gonna put them both in at the same time. One into the air fryer compartment, but on convection bake. And one into the toaster oven compartment of the air fryer on stone bake, which also has a regular bake, but I put it on stone bake. And I'm gonna cook them. I think they're gonna take 7 or 8 minutes, but I set it for 10. It's easier to set it for longer and just take it out. So I hope you enjoyed making pizza with me today. I do offer pizza making parties if that's something that you're interested in doing. I would love to make pizza with you at your house, with your friends. if you're interested in getting either the mixer, the blender, or the new Deluxe air fryer and oven, this month they are 60% off for my hosts. It could be an in-person party or a virtual party, and I would love to take care of you. So go ahead and hit share on this so your friends can see this on your timeline, and they can watch pizza too. So I hope you have a great weekend. Don't forget to follow me on Michelle's Kitchen Inspiration on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube.